Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
Hi, Rex.
This is a gift from magnificent bastard John Cashion.
Did you pronounce that correctly, or did you just say words Cashion? Cashion.
Cashion.
John Cashion, you magnificent bastard.
Or did you just say words? What's the difference?
No, like if you just said like syllables.
Oh, okay.
John Cashion.
I'm gonna try your method.
John.
Hey, that works.
Yeah. How have you been doing it?
So I told you, because I'm used to guitar and climbing grips,
Right.
I always use my fingers for all my strength, right?
All right.
So I lock a middle finger and then thumb, and I have a really solid grip that way.
Yeah.
I can't anymore, but I used to be able to do a dozen chin-ups with single fingers of each
yeah?
hand.
Wow.
I can't anymore. I can do three.
3.
I can do threes. I can get like 5 in.
Wearing the medallion, you can do 1.
Yeah, maybe a half. Yeah. Okay, so this is interesting.
Cask strength, whatever it is.
It's cask strength.
See cask.
I couldn't. So there's not a lot of information about this, but it is MGP mixed with Texas whiskey, and it does say distilled in Texas and Indiana, bottled by Mosier and Hula. Now, there's nothing about this, and the website is just generically about this bottle.
Sure.
It doesn't have any other. It's like a landing page website. Old Hansford cask strength. Now, the label is actually incorrect. Cask strength bourbon whiskey. This isn't bourbon whiskey.
It's not bourbon,
this is a blend of,
if
it's at least 2 straight bourbons, which it is, at least 2 years old. So this should be cask blend of straight bourbons, and then cask strength is a different line. Already illegal.
We don't need consistency in the labeling.
Yeah, but I think this is coming from Texas Tail, which is a distillery in Galveston. It's the only one that I know of in Galveston.
Okay.
When I went to visit them, I talked to them about the Texas Whiskey Association. They were only sourcing MGP at the time.
Oh, okay. So it makes sense for them to have.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea?
Interesting.
Do you have any idea as to the proportion of MGP?
Absolutely no.
So they could have teaspooned in.
Yeah, they could have.
A little there.
In my experience, people don't typically do that. Like we think that's a cool idea.
No, it'd be just for the lulls.
Yeah.
It's a blend of 18 whiskeys, but it's 99% this one distillery.
I can tell you from the nose alone, it is not just MGP with a dash.
Okay.
It does not smell like MGP with a dash.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole different animal.
There is like some damp forest wood.
It is. It's musty. I was about to say rotting vegetation, but not in the sense of like a sherry cask funk or sulfur.
Yeah.
But just under it. Remember when the basement here was like really musty from the waterlog?
Yep.
And we had to put dehumidifiers and strip it all up. Reminded me of that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, when I say
cellar,
damp wood in the forest, it's basically like a deadfall, like wood that's been on the ground for a long, long time, and then it's rained, and then like the smell of that old wood that's just been weathered
or like
for years.
A cellar.
Yeah.
Like even with wet stone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stone floor, but damp.
Yeah, there's some petrichor in there.
Yeah.
Petrichor.
Oh, and there is I just got a slightly off green grass note. Just flashed out for a split second.
So
I thought I had muted this.
I mean, whatever they are adding in here in whatever proportion, I would not have guessed MGP as being a part of this.
No. On the nose, I can't smell MGP at all. It's buried by whatever else they put into it.
Yeah, if I had to, knowing that there's MGP in there, if I had to guess what piece of this nose is MGP, I would say that the oakiness minus the mustiness. Like a little bit of the brown sugared oak.
I think I would put that oak at Texas too. If you move, again, if I have switched to the top, I always get drastically different notes from putting my nose at the bottom lip and putting my nose at the top lip. And on the top, I start to get a little bit more of that 51, 27 or 20.
I'm going
whatever,
in.
21.4.
What is going on?
Or 75, 21.
Man, that is so oily.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, no.
That's one of the oiliest whiskeys I've ever had.
No, that is all, no.
And then, hold on though. Eventually you'll get to the nut finish.
Good night.
There's nut finish.
There is.
This is so weird.
This is confusing. There is a serious tail cut in this thing.
Okay.
Like,
So you think they went low?
oh
into-
yeah.
You got. It's not cardboard. It's not wet dog, but it's funk. It is funk.
It is so low oil funk. Either their barrels are still pine sap kiln dried.
Yeah, it's not a sappy
Which
green.
I
though.
don't think it's not sappy green though, but that is
Yeah. I love the nut finish though.
that is
But it's-
astringent.
It is. You know,
God.
did you ever see Seinfeld? I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Did you ever see Seinfeld? The episode where Elaine dances.
Yeah.
It's just like the whiskey of
Yeah.
Elaine dancing. And then at the very end, she gives you a delicious nut finish.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
I'm going from the beginning sip to the body, getting towards the end. I was like, whoa, this is weird. Then, oh, how delightful. Gives me a little pat on the ass on the way out the door.
That is is just wax and raw funk, and
This is,
the wood is not like a rich wood
know what?
tannin note. The wood is like fresh cut.
for me, it's like if you got some dried leaves and you crunched them up and you blended it with some molasses. Yeah, dried leaves crunched up, blended with some molasses, and then like, super oily, concentrated. The fact that this is cask, man, the intensity of the flavors definitely are cask strength flavors.
Yeah.
And then, man, it's like, oh, I'm trying to think, what would be like a tea concentrate? Like tea that became so concentrated, not watered down, that it
No,
became oily.
You squeezed the tea bag. That was the problem.
But it doesn't get that tannic bitter note, really.
Well, it doesn't, but it's just, yeah. Okay. That's unfortunate.
I think this is 70% of the way towards being pleasant. I think,
I don't know about pleasant.
no, 70%. Imagine the flavors that didn't get too low in the cuts.
Yeah,
Because-
or too long in whatever barrel they put it in. Like, it could be that they just left the Texas whiskey in there so long
Yeah.
that the wood just took over everything. But it doesn't feel like deep aged wood. It feels like fresh cut wood.
So here's the thing. There are flavors that are throwing, I'm gonna talk for me, throwing me off, definitely. But it's not most of the flavors. There's some flavors in here that I know I like. It's just really getting knocked around by stuff that's,
I guess I could say that if there were 5 things in here, there are probably 3 that I enjoy and 2 that I hate. But the 2 that I hate represent 80% of the taste.
so 3/4 of the way through to the finish. Get in there again.
No, I've done it 4 times now, and I rinsed my mouth out after the last one.
It's like a review show or something.
No, I did. I talked at length about everything I think about this.
3/4 of the way through, everything leading up to that was like, it's Elaine dancing. And then 3/4 of the way through, it's like, well, hold on, what's that? And think, oh, nutty finish.
Yeah. Now, I was trying to look up to see if I could see where Texas Tail on their website put like what size barrels they use for their own stuff, but I couldn't find anything.
All right, I'm saying this. The more I go back to it, the more I acclimate to the weirdness. I don't think you're giving it. Granted, I'm not recommending this.
Yeah.
But to find things that I know I'm a fan of, I'm acclimating to the stuff that I'm definitely not a fan of, which could happen. A lot of times it's reversed. You get something, you're not too sure about it, and then the stuff that you thought maybe you liked, that starts to disappear, and you're just left with things that you don't like. I think you need to go back to this, at least that much of the bottle. You need to finish that.
Oh, God. So basically, I need to get drunk and then be like, you know what? It's not bad.
Yes.
It's not bad.
Yes.
It's not bad. I'm just saying, it's not bad.
Just I'm saying that would be pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not good.
It's not good. But it's Christopher Heflin. I'm putting together a whiskey parlor. Can I get a source for that tufted leather chair behind you there, Rex? This thing?
Yeah, so I did actually want to answer that. I think this is 4 hands. It was donated by one of the students at Wizard Academy.
No.
And I'm pretty sure it's Four Hands.
I don't know, it's an Austin company. I'm not sure if they have it.
Yeah, Four Hands isn't Austin, is it?
I don't know.
thought they were a chain.
I've only seen them in Austin, but I don't furniture shop in other towns. So, Sam Venator. So if single malt in Scotland means it comes from one distillery, does the same rule apply here in the States? Or are these places just using one kind of malted barley? Or are they using a variety of malted barley, like a brewery, to craft the flavor profile? So would any non-corn or wheated whiskey be a single malt ?
Yeah, so in America, there's no legal definition of single malt.
Okay. They're working on it.
Unlike the other primary categories of whiskey who do have that, we don't. We are working on it. Typically what I find is most people who are obsessed with malt are using combinations of malt. Like your Westlands, your Andalusia, your Balcones, your ASW are doing all kinds of malts in there. Not just one. In Scotland, it can often just be one strain of barley, and they change everything up based by either peating or not peating or finishing, aging difference. But in America, there's a lot of altering mash bills of proportions of malt. Because a lot of the guys in American malt are brewers. And so they have a history of mixing malts already. And they bring that to it.
One more.
No.
One.
I just finally got the taste out of my mouth.
Dude, I'm telling you, the things that you are left with after you acclimate, it's nicer stuff.
I don't want to acclimate to it.
Look, just...
No.
This guy, he didn't know. He didn't know.
No, I just got chills down my arm.
Don't even know. Don't even know how to taste the whiskeys. I'll teach you, don't worry. All right, here's the fighting, stealing, and drinking.
Yeah. If you fight me, I fight for a friend.
You steal me, you steal your liver.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.